Oh, landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And if anyone ever invented a wheelbarrow full of potato salad, I would freak out. Mental breakdown. That is a terrifying thought. I lose sleep every night over it. But we're doing our assembly of the Jin Captain knife kit with acrylic scales. So this is another one. When they had the acrylic, they offered to send me the acrylic version of this to compare and contrast to the Captain America scales, and I said absolutely send it. I love the clear acrylic. I've said it a bunch of times now. When I saw Ultim, I thought it was ugly, but it made me want this, so here we are. And Jen are some of the first guys to do this. And, I've already done an assembly video on this, but that was before I even had 1,000 subscribers, so this is an opportunity to get new eyes on it for Jen to help them out. And, of course, I want to put this together. I like the acrylic. I do. And, yeah. So we're going to get started on this, and, if you didn't see the last video, Jin's an awesome company. Like, they've taken care of me, they've taken care of other small creators, like, they have our backs, and we have theirs. Great company, they are worth your time and worth your support. But, of course, like always, we got our scales, and we have our blade right here, so we're going to pop the scales out, and, And they also have the liners in here with the scales. So let's get the blade out. And of course, it's not a reservoir tip, but you guys get it. I'm going to do that every time. I am. I can't not do it. I'm not a mature man. But we're going to get our box of bitses and pieces out here. And it looks like we came up dry on this one, so excellent. And of course, you've got your pivot lube, enough to last you through a bunch of knives. And no, the pivot lube leaked. Jen, please get better bottles for the pivot lube. These things keep leaking, and this is the second one I've got where it leaked. And a lot of other guys have had theirs leak too, so yeah, this is something to address. I know you can't get it right away. I know y'all probably have a huge stockpile of them for your kits ready to go. But as soon as you can, update that. Yeah, better pivot lube bottle would be great. And I know it's kind of hard to ship these with your stuff with a more expensive bottle or something like that. But yeah, better bottles. And I'm familiar with these bottles too. They're the ones that you buy if you're manufacturing e-liquid too, for electronic cigarettes and the like. Which of course is the downfall of society in our youth. But yeah, that'd be nice. And of course, they included a microfiber, so we got a nice little snack here. But yeah, and I will say, I have carried the Captain knife kit before. Solid daily driver. I really liked carrying that thing. I did. It's kind of, it really suits my taste with the pocket knives. It does for your regular size pocket knives that aren't giant, goofy, over the top, pocket swords. This just wound up being a solid daily driver. It carried well, it cut well, did all the things I needed it to. And of course, the pocket clip. I love what they did with the pocket clip here. It's a small touch, but it's a nice one. You got your little star cut out right there, which, we should be doing more stuff like that with the kit. Pocket clips. There we are. Words are hard. And yeah, so it's not too hard to get the oil dried up off of these. It's just, that pivot lube leaking was a nuisance. So we're going to dump our parts out. And let's get into this. So you got your instruction manual with all the things you need. We got, our parts list. We got our exploded view of the knife. And again, Jen, if you guys get a chance to and you like the idea, a small poster with this on it, kind of like the posters that come with video games in the box, that'd be cool. I would definitely hang that up somewhere. I like the way that looks. But what we're going to do here is step one. We're going to take the right liner, and that's going to be the one with your lock and your detent on it. And we're going to get this out of the bag. Do my bidding. Do my bidding. And we're gonna send our pivot pin. We're gonna send that through here. And again, you got your flat spots that correspond with the flat spot in the scale. And then we're gonna get our barrel spacers. And we're gonna grab our smallest screws. We're gonna take our T6 and run them in. So of course that sits pretty much flush, so that tells you you're in the right spot. It's just like when your lasagna starts a small fire in your oven, that tells you you've done a great job. Okay, so those are in place. We'll jump down to step 2. So we got ceramic bearings right here, and we drop one on top of the pivot, and it wants just the tiniest drop of pivot lube right here. And again, with these things, less is definitely more. We can drop our backspacer on here, which goes on here like so, if it'll do my bidding. Come on. Backspacer's trying to fight me right now. There we are. So the nice thing is that is a tight, solid fit, so you know it's not going anywhere. Our next stop is going to be our stop pin, which is right here, and be careful with your stop pins because they like rolling away. But your stop pin goes in right here. And this is where you can see where I'm kind of prone to making mistakes. The scale was supposed to go on with the liner. So we're going to back this thing off, and I'm going to fix my mistake. So yeah, this is what I get for not reading the instructions all the way through. You know, I got a little cocky because I've already built one of these. So I was like, yeah, I'll be through here in no time flat. But yeah, instructions are important. You know, if you follow the instructions they give you, this is really easy. If you do what I just did and don't read the instructions, you can wind up having problems that you created for yourself. Oh man. So now we got to put the barrel spacer back. And I got to drop the tiny screw in again. So yeah, like I said, just read the instructions. The instructions make this very easy. You know, if you guys saw the G10 kit, you know. That one I actually read the instructions on while I was doing this. This one I did not. Let's get our other barrel spacer. Or the tiny screw. Now we're getting somewhere. I wish I would have gotten that right on the first try, but I don't want to go through here and do 70 takes to try to get this perfect because of a mistake I made. Alright, now the scales are set. We can do the back spacer again. There we go. We can set our pivot back where it belongs. Flat spot to flat spot. Drop our bearing back in. We can drop our stop pin back in. Okay, that is step 2 completed after I did step 1 again because I messed up. So now we're going to place the blade over the pivot right here. And, you know, if you didn't see the other ones, we'll show you how the liner lock works with it naked. You know, your stop pin keeps it from closing too far. Detent clicks. There's your liner lock in place. And your stop pin keeps it from opening too far. Now, I've been assembling knives that I've taken apart and forgotten the stop pin. And let me tell you, I lost the stop pin. And that was a heart attack and a half. And you got to keep your stop pin in place while you're doing this. But the bearing's in place. You know, another drop of oil on it. Tiny, tiny drop. Now, this right here is an insert for this scale right here. And personally, I find that I like this more without the insert, but that insert gives you a chance to write something on it, draw something on it, personalize this thing, and then it clicks into place right here. And I would go ahead and click this in for y'all, but once I do that, this thing is never coming back out. And I actually like this better with the clear swoosh in it. I said you're free to do whatever you want with it, but this is kind of what it looks like with the swoosh in place. And you know, that is entirely up to you. And some of the guys that watched the unboxing and taking a first sniff of this thing kind of agreed it looks better without the swoosh in it. Personally, I like the clear. So you got options. You got options. And I almost want to take this and fill it with some glow-in-the-dark resin or something like that. Like, there's a lot of options to personalize this. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go without this, but this is what it looks like with it. And I am going to link off to this on Amazon so you can have a look at what's going on there. But we're going to put the liner down on here. And then we're going to put the scale on here. And then we're going to put the pivot screw in here. And this is the only time you're going to use a T8, which I've said it before, there are a good few, like most of your pocket knives, when you take them apart, the only time you're going to use a T8 is on the pivot screw. I've seen guys upset that the pivot screw was a T6, which I'm not 100% sure why that's a big deal. It's not the biggest deal in the world to me, but that's just me. And then we're going to take I think we got one of these guys here, which means I may have used the pocket clip screws for the barrel spacers. So again, read the instructions, guys. Like, they make these instructions super easy to follow. I just have a penchant for not following instructions or not reading them. Why? Because I'm a grown man. Okay, so those are tightened down. And it looks like they included some extra screws here, which I'm never against. The last kits, the Captain and the original G10 kits, they came with complete extra sets of screws and everything else. Screws, bearings, all the things. Because I don't have any more places to set screws, but the screws that I had that I used for this are your pocket clip screws. And then we're going to put our pocket clip on. Pocket clip. What am I saying? And again, drop your screws into the pocket clip first before you set it down over the obert spot on the scale. Just that way they're already lined up and they're ready to go. And it looks like, so I believe, and we'll take a look in just a second to compare it with the old Captain kit. This gives you the option for flush mount screws on your pocket clip, which I believe other guys have complained about in the past. That doesn't bother me all that much. But you've got this thing fully assembled. We got our flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. Now you'll check for side-to-side blade play, up and down. You'll make sure that it opens the way you like it. You got a nice, clean, smooth close. Yeah, it drops shut. You gotta shake it a hair, but that is a nice, clean close on it. So yeah, I like what I've got right here, and we can tighten this up just a hair to tune this thing, especially since the other side's captive, but that is plenty tight. It works good. So let's get the original Captain kit out, and we'll take a look and compare. So this is the original kit, and yeah, so your screws did not sit flush in here, whereas these you have the option to actually sit them flush. And of course we got our acrylic scales on it, and again I like the clear swoosh better than with the green insert in it, but again you have the option. You can customize this, you can write something on it in small magic marker and get it popped in there, which if you're getting this as a gift for somebody else, that might be a good option for you. That might be a good idea. But like I said, I have carried this kit for a week. We did a cardboard slayer session with it, and the D2 on this is solid. Let's check the edge out of the factory. Now I remember the edge being quite good on my other Captain kit. That is a good factory edge. All right, that is a very good factory edge. I am certainly impressed by this. I was impressed last time. I'm impressed by this one. But as you can see, you get a good solid factory edge out of the box. All right, this thing carries well, it works well, it does everything I need it to really well. And it looks like these kind of sit opposite each other. So you pull this out of your, yeah, that is interesting. Oh, the pocket clip's reversible. That's right. I brain farted again. So y'all are watching me just have a catastrophic mental crisis of continual and unabated brain farts. So yeah, this is a reversible pocket clip, and I had it in left-hand carry mode. So you lefties out there, you're in luck. And I think I did the same thing the last time I assembled this. I put it on left hand first instead of my right hand pocket carry, and then got really confused. So there we go. Both kits are assembled. Both kits are, here they are right next to each other. The upgrade here is definitely the pocket clip can now sit flush if you get your the right screws in here. But yeah, this thing, again, I like it a lot. All right. This one with their D2, which it's the same blade, took 4 solid hours of cutting up cardboard pretty much nonstop, and showed just a little, the smallest amount of edge wear, like the smallest amount, and gave us a really solid performance, and it didn't take very many hairline scratches in the process. Like, it kind of laughed it off. I was able to strop it back to almost shaving sharp in a few minutes after running that much cardboard through it. I mean, that was a ton of linear feet. So, if you want a knife that you can build that winds up being a good solid daily driver and less of a novelty than the Chubby, this is the way to go. Now, I've got the Vaquero that I'm going to assemble, and then we're going to kind of showcase everything together. But, Emma did want me to show off all 3 of the acrylic knives together. So we got this, we got the Chubby. Let's flick the B. And then we got the Chubby G10 kit. So let's flick the B again. I'm glad I thought of that joke. But, this is all 3 of their acrylic kits together. Now, I assume they're going to be coming out with different colors on these, which that's also something I'm kind of looking forward to, just a wide range of colors to pick from this. Because like an acrylic green like this, of course, would be great, like in more of an emerald color. orange, yellow, red. Don't do a dark orange yellow because that'll just look like Ultim, and Ultim's gross. But yeah, these are all the acrylic kits together. I'm so glad Jin's like one of the first. They're some of the first guys I've seen actually do acrylics on on anything, let alone more than one knife. I've got clear acrylic from Kaiser, and I've seen one or two other knives with tinted acrylic on them, but not many. So yeah, you guys are onto something here, and please keep adding more colors and stuff like that and giving us more options. The Captain is a great platform for that. I know y'all are going to have other models coming out sooner or later. But yeah, these are all three of the acrylics together. I really like the idea. I love the fact that they did this. And again, solid daily driver, great little quiet carry, a bit of a toy with an edge, and good for teaching safety to kids. So we're going to move on to the Vaquero build, and then I'll show you everything Jen sent me together after that. But all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Let's take a second in the comments to thank Jen for making this possible, and thanking Emma for making this possible. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. If you're not subscribed, please do. I've got 4 knives to give away at 2K, so try to win yourself a knife. And I've got a members-only giveaway happening soon. Comments, I love some feedback. I know some of you guys have got Jen knives. Let our audience know what you guys think of yours, or what do you think about these kits in general. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.